If you want to sell a $50,000 offer, whether you have one or not, most people don't. The question I get asked the most is, how do I actually package an offer that somebody will actually pay $50,000 for? So if you are wondering the same thing, welcome. I'm going to walk through exactly how to do that in the video today. So the first thing that you need, which is not the most important piece, but it's definitely important, is the messaging. So you want to focus on the outcome to your ideal client in terms of what's in it for them when they work with you. So when you think about this $50,000 offer that you're going to put together, what's the outcome to your ideal client? What's in it for them? What is it going to feel like at the end of the time they work together? Or at the end of the time that they work with you? What's it going to feel like to them? Where are they going to be? What's that experience like, right? So if you are a therapist, for example, and you help your clients live a better, happy, healthier life, what does that actually look like? Like, how is that? You have to put it in their words. Like, what does that actually mean to the specific client that's willing and ready to pay $50,000 to work with you? So that's the first piece, is the messaging. It needs to speak to the outcome. It has to be an outcome that they actually want. The second thing, which is too often overlooked, if not almost always overlooked, is the white glove experience after they have signed into this offer. So, premium clients who are willing to invest $50,000 into a program, and I know this from experience being on the buyer and the seller side of both of this, that when they are willing and ready to spend $50,000, they want the ultimate experience inside of working with you. So when you think about oh, I don't hold my clients' hands or I need people who are accountable, that's great when you're selling at like $20,000 or $30,000 offer or service. But at a $50,000 or more price point, that's not a good mindset to be in. If anything, that's the worst mindset to be in, because when somebody has the funds and the ability to invest $50,000 into a high ticket program, they are a very busy person. Whether that's in their personal life, whether that's in their business, whether that's in their, where they work, it doesn't matter. They're very busy. And so the little things that you can do to remind them to show up to the call, or to remind them that they have this thing that they need to do, or they need to finish this piece of whatever you're doing together, that does not become hand holding at that point. That becomes part of the experience, because part of what they're paying you for is, yes, the outcome, but it's also the experience of working with you. And so your job, your role in that, is to make sure that they get to the other side. And how do you do that at that price point? You gently, and it needs to be the right way, right? We aren't here to send a message and say, hey, you're overdue, you were supposed to do this, right? No, it's more of a nuanced message. Hi, just a reminder, we have our one-on-one call today at 3:45. I'll see you then. Little things like that can go so far in a client experience. It builds trust. It makes them really engage with you. It makes them see that you're looking out for them, not just yourself, and that you don't just see them as a price tag. You actually care about their experience. So I want you to, when you're thinking about a high ticket offer, the words, holding somebody's hand, like, you have to throw that out the window. This is not about hand holding. This is about a white glove experience. So think about like going into a Target to buy a purse and going into a Gucci luxury store, right? Which I have done both. When you go into Target, you go in, you self-select, you dig through purses, you pull them off, they're very often not in the right order. And so you have to pull out what you want. And that's fine, because that's all you want. You want a container to hold things, right? When you go in Gucci, it's very different. They meet you at the door. They walk through with you the entire time. They pay attention to where your eye goes. Which purse did your eye go to first, right? And that's what they're trained on. And so that's what they take off the shelf. They pull that purse down for you. They let you hold it. They open it up. They show you the inside. They find similar items that would look really good with that. Maybe it's a similar style. It doesn't matter. Do you need that level of hand holding? No. Do you appreciate it? Absolutely. It's part of the experience. That's the mindset that you need to be in when you think about the white glove journey that your client's going to experience when they invest at that price point, right? And this is one of the services that I offer to my clients outside of my normal high ticket system that we set up for them, is creating a truly white glove experience for their clients inside of their high ticket offers. So that's the next thing you need. So yes, the outcome driven messaging, and then you need the white glove experience that ties it all together. But that neither of those are truly what your ideal client, that's the client that's willing and ready to invest $50,000, that's not really the only thing they're looking for. What they're truly looking for, and this is the secret, is they are looking for a collapsing of time. And that is a manifestation term, but it is applicable. I don't care what your industry is. They are looking for how can they collapse time when they work with you. So it's not necessarily that your offer is faster. So I'm going to give you some examples in a moment. It doesn't mean that your offer needs to be 2 weeks when somebody else's is 3 months. It's not what I'm talking about. What they're looking for is the outcome combined with the collapsing of time. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're a divorce coach and you are, most divorce coaches will say something like, post-divorce coach, I'm going to help you become the better, happier version of you and after your divorce. Okay, that's great. Okay, yep, I am all for being the better, happier you. But the $50,000 person, the $50,000 coach that's selling the $50,000 offer, they're going to say something like this: I am going to help you become you're going to have the biggest transformation inside of working with me in 6 months. We use 6 months. In 6 months, your life is going to go from where you thought you'd never be, and it feels so down and it feels so deep, and I'm going to take you to this highest level that you've never accessed before in your life. And this is going to be the happiest you have ever been. Whether you were, it doesn't matter at what level you were at when you were married. I'm going to get you to the other side, and you're going to be so happy. You're going to be thriving. You're going to be glowing. People are going to ask you what your secret is, and you are going to be the happiest that you have ever been. And not only are you going to be happy, but you're going to maintain that happiness. And you're going to keep going. And it's going to drive, if you want a new relationship, if you want the relationships that you have to be strengthened, it doesn't matter. I'm going to help you do that. We're going to do it in 6 months. But you are going to be this version of you that you have always known to be inside. And you are not going to recognize who you're going to be in 6 months, right? That's an example, but you see the difference between the two. Yes, they both are happier, healthier you, right? Or a happier you, or the you that's happy after the divorce. It doesn't matter. But the second one is like leaning into the deep pieces, the deep parts that that person really wants. And so they're collapsing time, right? So let's say that coach number one in that example was going to do it in 3 months, but yours is going to be 6 months. Yes, you're still collapsing time, but guess what? You're going to get further with the 6 month coach than you are with the 3 month coach. So when you think about collapsing time, again, it's not specifically that your offer needs to be shorter, but it's like, where are they going to be? What are they going to experience after they work with you? And how are you going to collapse that time for them? Right? And so and of course, it needs to be what you actually can do inside of the program, right? But when you take all of those pieces and you tie it so cohesively together, so you have the messaging, you're getting on the sales call with them, you have your sales process at 50,000, which I'm not going to go into this video, but a $50,000 offer has a very different sales presentation style than just showing up and selling a $15,000 offer. It's not a significant shift, but there is a shift. And it's not going to be just one call. It's probably not going to be just two calls, right? It's a relationship. You're building a relationship. But regardless, so it's the messaging, it's the transformation, it's that white glove experience that they get inside of working with you, and it's all of that coming in together and working cohesively. And that is how you build a $50,000 offer that people actually want, that you feel that you are justified, because that's a big thing. I'm going to digress here. A lot of business owners struggle with guilt around charging high ticket prices until they see that somebody else in a similar industry or in their industry is charging that rate, right? And then it's like an eye opener. So every single client I've ever worked with that has told me that they don't think that anyone in their industry is charging that, I can go out and find somebody very quickly in their industry who is charging that really high rate, right? So when you think that that's just too much, then that's really that. Let me rephrase this. If you think that $50,000 is too much for your offer, then right now, with who you are, the identity that you hold for yourself, it is too much. And so I'm going to tell you that you're never going to be able to sell a $50,000 offer because you already don't believe it's worth it. But if you already have the identity of the person who has the $50,000 offer or who can create the $50,000 offer that people will actually buy and that people will actually desire and that people will actually effortlessly just jump into, then you will be very successful at creating that $50,000 offer, because a lot of that does come into self-worth, as especially with coaching. and consulting. It comes into the self-worth. Do you believe that you as the business owner can create a $50,000 offer that people will buy, and then can you deliver that, right? So when you take all of those pieces and bring them together, that's when you have a $50,000 offer that people actually buy, that you are confident in. You've done the mindset work, you've shown up, you can sell this. And so, yes, it's not going to be every client, right? Every single person that comes through your funnel, unless that's your only offer, but every single person that comes through your funnel is very likely not going to be a $50,000 client. But that's okay, because the reality is it's there for the people who need it. And the more that you sell it at that price point, the more confident you get around that price point, and the more people you're going to find it's more effortless to sell, and you're just going to have so many people coming into that high ticket offer that it's going to feel so easy breezy. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, follow, comment below, let me know. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.